What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. It's been quite some time since we've done one of these because obviously there's only 2 teams left in the NBA playoffs right now because it is the finals, but we are back with another off-season rebuild. Now, I usually do these when a team is officially eliminated, but considering the Mavericks are down 0-3, and then if the Celtics close it out, we could just do the Celtics video after the finals. I figured it made sense to go ahead and just do the Mavericks offseason now. It's also a win-win scenario because obviously if the Mavericks get eliminated on Friday, then whatever, we got the video out early. But hey, if they come back, we get more competitive basketball, so it works out either way. So let's go ahead, jump in, and do this Dallas Mavericks offseason rebuild. Before we get in today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. The Dallas Mavericks have had a lot of success. I mean, at the trade deadline, they transformed their team. They brought on Gafford, PJ Washington, and those guys made a world of difference. So this team is on a good trajectory to being really good. Your leader of the team is only 25 years old. Not a great game from him yesterday. A lot of things you could talk about. I won't go, too in depth about that. But regardless, the biggest thing for the Mavericks this offseason is improving even more. How do you do that is the question. Well, we're going to try to answer that today. So Derrick Jones Jr. does have a impending free agency. I do believe the Mavericks are going to have some type of MLE to try to bring him back. So we'll see if he comes back or if he's going to get more money somewhere else. Definitely could see him leaving for somewhere else if the team offers him a little bit of money. Obviously, he was like huge in that second round against the Thunder. Hasn't really been too much, I mean, the Mavericks haven't really been, none of the role players have really been that noticeable in this series because the Celtics are just dominating right now. But the biggest thing I think the Mavericks have as far as a asset this offseason to them is this contract right here. Tim Hardaway's expiring $16 million. I don't know if there's going to be like a certain player out there that a team is looking to get off their contract, and maybe they'd be fine with just getting Tim Hardaway, and maybe the Mavericks will have to send a couple seconds or whatever it may be. That's what we're going to try to find. I don't know if we're going to be able to find it, but that's what we're going to try to look for because Hardaway obviously has not been good. I saw a tweet yesterday. He hasn't made a shot since like May 18th or something crazy like that. Obviously hasn't been getting like a ton of minutes, played 19 yesterday or something like that. But yeah, this guy has to go. This was their 3rd leading scorer in the regular season. I think if they could find a better option, that's where they should go with this. So we'll see if we could do that. But let's go ahead and, of course, as always, start with the staff signing. Not that this really matters because obviously Jason Kidd is our head coach going forward. I also believe he got an extension, so I'll go ahead and probably more than likely, reflect that here in 2K and give him more years on his contract. But the coaching staff is completely filled out, and now we can head straight to draft night. So let's head straight to draft night. Not that this really matters, but obviously we have the last pick in the 2nd round. So let's go see if we can get a good player as the last pick, Mr. Relevant here. So Deron Holmes is still on the board. You have KJ Simpson, KJ Evans, but I'm going to go Deron Holmes. Welcome to Dallas, Deron Holmes. I don't know if he'll ever be anything in this video for us, but hey, getting him with the last pick, which is something that's probably not going to happen in real life, obviously. But hey, he's here, so I'm going to take him. So qualifying offers, you got Brandon Williams, Greg Brown, AJ Lawson, and Alex Fudge. A lot of these guys are just two-way guys, but free agency. So I wanted to see what kind of thing we got, what we can do with Derrick Jones Jr. So we don't have his bird rights, which is actually correct in real life. They don't have his bird rights because he was only on a 1-year deal, and it's not going to give us the ability to re-sign him, I think. So what is he going to be asking for? So he's asking for $10 million, and we can only offer the minimum. So it looks like we're going to lose Derrick Jones Jr. Now the Mavericks could find a way to maybe get off Hardaway's contract somehow in the draft, maybe, or something like that. Maybe that's what they do to free up money. I don't think it'll be the easiest thing to do in the world, but I guess we might not be able to bring back Derrick Jones Jr. 2Ks are not really giving me that option. So, as I mentioned earlier, though, I think we aren't I believe we're not a second apron team. Yes, I believe we could throw contracts together. So yeah, we're good on that. So we're only $170 million team salary. So we could throw Hardaway and another contract together to try to make a trade here. And I don't know how many tradable picks the Mavericks have, but I don't think it's that much. Obviously, they've sent out quite a bit now. So I'm going to do some research on that, and then we are going to try to bring in another player using Tim Hardaway's salary and maybe another one. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you play on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch at finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research whatsoever. So we actually have some early game 4 value popping up at the board. As I saw this earlier, Luka Doncic over 8.5 assists. He finished with like 6 and 6 this previous game. Trust me, I know, and you probably know what I'm talking about, but we're not going to talk about it because it's straight pain. But regardless, books are favoring him to go over 8.5 assists, and I found this within 2 seconds just like that, so I know that this is a good play over the long term. And then you got Derek White also being favored to go under. You got Kyrie even after his game. looks like, well, it just looks like there's a discrepancy here, as PrizePicks has it at 33.5 and other books have it at 32.5. So make sure you check out this tool, though. You find good plays right in front of you. It's an awesome tool to have. Links down in the description below. Use code Crushables, 25% off first month. And on PrizePicks, of course, the way PrizePicks works, you choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players mean 3 times your entry. All the way up to 6 players being 25. I don't know what this was. 25 times your entry. So make sure to check out PrizePicks. They have all kinds of sports to choose from, not just NBA. They got baseball, hockey, esports, soccer, all kinds of options here. So make sure to check out PrizePicks. Link is down in the description below. They give you the first deposit match up to $100 when you use code Crushables. Other than that, let's get back to the video. So we are scanning through the player finder at the moment, trying to figure out who we're going to bring in as another option with Luka and Kyrie Irving. And I have a couple guys in mind that could make sense for this team. It sounds like we only have 1 tradable first, so we definitely have to keep that in mind. It's not going to be easy to get anybody we want, obviously, but a couple of guys that pop up to me who I think could be some teams that might be willing to get off some salary and, would maybe be interested in sending out one of these 2 guys. So I think I kind of, pointed out these 2 guys in the Indiana video as well. So we're talking about kind of the same 2 players. I don't think you have enough for Mikal Bridges in Brooklyn. He'd be pretty amazing from Dallas, but I don't think there's enough there. There was also some smoke about the idea of Kuzma to the Dallas Mavericks at the deadline, but apparently he wanted to go to like a contender or something. I forgot what the quoting was, but it was weird because obviously the Mavericks made the finals. But yeah, Kuzma would be an option I would definitely revisit. I actually think he could make a ton of sense as a guy who would give you another scoring boost with Kyrie and Luka, and him as a third option I think is pretty good, not gonna lie. You saw PJ Washington and Gafford and Lively, so I think Kuzma would be amazing. And the other guy I was kind of looking at is Atlanta's DeAndre Hunter, just as kind of a 3D wing presence. But I feel like the Mavericks need a third guy they could rely on. So I know I got him in the Indiana video, but I think Kuzma could make a ton of sense. So it all depends on what the Wizards obviously want, but let's see if we can make something happen. So we're going to see if we can get Kyle Kuzma off of them. So we're going to give them Tim Hardaway's expiring salary, of course. That's going to be where the trade starts. And then we're going to also, I think, offer Jaden Hardy. I know he played a little bit in the playoffs, but I think if you're going to get Kuzma, you're going to have to offer some type of compensation. I think Jaden Hardy could be a guy that the Wizards might be interested in. And we do need a little bit more money in here. So Dwight Powell also, who's on a small contract, is going to kind of make up that money. So that is about, we got $6 million there. And then, so that's about $22 million. So yeah, something like, so you got like $22 million. So it's around Kyle Kuzma's contract. And then again, you could throw in another salary here. And so maybe throw like Exum in here. Kleba's salary is probably too big for Washington to really want. Maybe they want Prosper as well. Omax Prosper, maybe you throw him in here. So yeah, maybe that's a little bit of an overpay, but maybe you do this without trading any first round picks. Maybe you still have to include a pick in here. So definitely something I would look into if I'm the Mavericks is Kyle Kuzma. So let's say if we threw in Deron Holmes though instead, and keep Prosper out of this conversation. And like I said, I do believe the Wizards would require at least 1 first. And it sounds like the Mavericks can like move their 2026, 2027. Obviously, that's not really showing us. I guess the 2026 pick is here. But it's one of they have 1 tradable pick. We also could trade this one as well. But let's see what they say to this. So it's Hardaway, Hardy, Dwight Powell, Deron Holmes, who we just got in the draft, and then a 2028 first round pick swap. So would the Wizards accept this? Not 100% sure. But hey, they got off Kuzma's contract. Hardaway's an expiring. Hardy is a player that could maybe be something for them. So we're going to send this over. They actually don't agree to that. I thought they would accept that, but they don't. In a second, okay, that got it done. So we got Kyle Kuzma in Dallas, who I think would be perfect for them, honestly. We can play him at the 3. He's up to an 85 overall. Again, I know I got him in the Indiana video, but Kuzma makes so much sense for this team as well. And there was some actual smoke around that idea in real life anyway. So I think it makes a ton of sense there to get Kyle Kuzma. So Kyle Kuzma brought in. We sacrificed a little bit of depth there, but I'm very happy with that trade. So now all we can really do is, it looks like I guess we did always have a small MLE, and I believe we kind of matched Kuzma's contracts, so we're not like putting ourselves in the second apron by doing that. So yeah, we're still around $170 million, which is great. Okay, so with that being said, who do we bring in to be some bench pieces for this team? So you have Eric Gordon, who is probably going to regress. I got to be very careful with who I pick here. Obviously, we don't need a center. I'm looking at Mr. All Reliable here. Josh Richardson can make some sense, or Monte Morris, who I kind of like the idea of. What does Dante Exum do if you move him to point guard? I know he's probably going to go down, but we're probably going to have to play him at point guard because we don't really have a backup point guard right now. And I think we're going to sign Josh Richardson, and that might be our rotation. So Josh Richardson might be our big signing, who actually played in Dallas for a second. I forgot about that. Would he come back, though? I mean, he just went back to Miami, so maybe he would come back to... He was here in Dallas for, like, a very small minimum amount of time. So, you know what? Screw it. Still bringing him in because he's the best option we could get. If I could bring in Derrick Jones Jr., who, you know, I would if I could, but Dallas, or not Dallas, 2K, not giving me that option. So we cannot bring in Derrick Jones Jr., but we move Richardson to shooting guard, and, of course, he'll go up to 77. So, no-brainer there. We'll move into that, and that will be our big free agency acquisition, which obviously isn't great by any means. It's nothing to write home about, but hey, I'm happy with it. And now I go to player progression. So Kuzma, Josh Richardson, not a bad offseason by any means, and all those guys come back on the qualifying offer. So Kyrie is up, Kuzma's up, Lively is up, Gafford's up, Washington is up, Exum is down 5 overall, which isn't great. Prosper's developing, which is great to see. I wonder if I get him to small forward, would he go up? Because I think in every Mavericks rebuild that I've done, I've never had him be a huge part. Oh, he's up to a 76. That's huge. Prosper could actually play a little bit next year. I don't think I've ever had him part of a Mavericks rebuild like this. So that'd be a lot of fun to have him involved in the rotation this year. So, or in this video. All right. We're bringing Kuzma as the third option to Kyrie and Luka, which I absolutely love for them. If they can make that happen, I think that makes a ton of sense. And again, there was some smoke around it at the deadline. I know I keep saying that, but just kind of justifying the idea of Kuzma to Dallas, I think it could be a perfect addition for them. So, let's go take a look at next season. So Patrick's going to let us 13th overall. Proficiency is a 4-star under Jason Kidd. And one thing I forgot to do, of course, is give Jason Kidd some more years on his contract. He did get extended. So obviously I'm hoping that we get a good season out of this. Bring in Kuzma. Here's your rotation. So it is Luka, Kyrie, Kuzma, Washington, Gafford. Really fun starting 5 with Derek Lively as your big 6 man. Obviously, will eventually take over that starting 5 more than likely. Richardson, Josh Green, and then Prosper is getting those last few minutes, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead, though, and somebody this season, there isn't really anybody down here that I'm like, you know, we need to send in the G League. So I don't think there will be any moves at the deadline. I think we're kind of locked into the roster that we have. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a sim here, and hopefully 2K reflects on what the Mavericks have built off in real life, and we go on to be a contender in the West again. But we are not off to a great start in the regular season. Wow, we're still under 500 at the moment. We got to get this turned around, and now we're turning around. 7-5, 8-5, right? Nope. All right, well, hopefully this turns around soon because this isn't looking good so far. So at the end of this season, Luka Doncic finally gets his first MVP award, something he's been in the running for quite some time. He has a great resume, as we all know, at 25 years old already, but adding an MVP award to that is amazing. So he gets MVP. Nikola Topic is your rookie of the year on the Thunder. Definitely is going to fall in the draft, so I guess if the Thunder want Nikola Topic, they could probably get him. Josh Hart, 6th man of the year. Victor Wembanyama, defensive player. Hardy is your most improved, so it's cool to see him go to a situation where he could, you know, score a lot more. So that's great. He is up to a 77 overall. So yeah, it would have been great to keep him, but again, I think that trade made sense for both parties, so I'm not too mad about it. Trae Young, clutch player, and Jason Kidd, coach of the year at 57 and 25. So, you know, regular season went extremely well, and Raymond Sampson is your executive of the year, which is awesome. So, Luka, All-NBA first team with Jokic, Edwards, Giannis, and LeBron. Here's your All-NBA second team, and then All-NBA third team. I was about to say, I imagine we don't get Kyrie here. It would have been cool, but no. And Luka makes all defensive second team, which is kind of funny to see, especially after last night. But, all right, so we have the first team in the Western Conference, which is great. Here are your player stats. Oh, Kyrie had a really good season. I would have loved to have seen him on an All-NBA team. Did I just not see his name? So did he make it? He did not. No, he did not make an All-NBA team. Really surprised by that. Regardless, 28 points per game, and Kuzma 19. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I think Kuzma is kind of like that perfect guy that I think they could afford with their asset pool they have currently. They have the contracts to make it happen. We match the salary perfectly. They have a couple guys I think, you know, Washington would be interested in. It just makes so much sense, man. The more I think about it, Kuzma to Dallas makes so much sense. But 12 points from PJ Washington, 10 from Richardson, 8.5 from Gafford, 8 from Lively. So all looking good. Now, can we go win a championship and get back to the finals is all the questions we'll be asking ourselves. So we get to play the Spurs in the first round, who have Zachary Shea, Achua, Trey Jones, still their starting point guard. And then Jeremy Solon's coming off the bench, Keldon Johnson. Who else did they draft? They got Reed Shepard in the draft as well. Okay. We're hoping to get back to where we were, and this time maybe get it done, but let's see if we can beat the Spurs. We got an early test with Victor Wembanyama coming to town, and we are going to beat them in 6. A little bit of a sweat there, but now we get a Jokic. Dallas final, or second round, not finals. Second round, which is, I was kind of hoping this would be our conference finals this year. We did not get it, obviously. KCP always accepts his player option in 2K, which is why he's still in the Nuggets. But the Nuggets basically look the same. They've had like Schroeder step up, you know, Peyton Watson's up a little bit in overall and all that. But yeah, they're basically the same team. So let's see if we could beat the Nuggets. It's going to be Luka versus Jokic. So let's see how this goes. So my current round against Denver, we're up 2-1, and it isn't even serious. Yeah, I'm kind of expecting this series to be close. Now we got to fix the rotation up a little bit, so we'll do that. All right. Game 6 this is game 5, sorry, in Dallas. So they have an early lead on us. Hopefully we can get back in this game, and we are going to be back and forth with them, but we are going to win it. So we beat them by 2, 42, 12, and 12 from Luka, which is amazing. And now we got to close them out in 6, at least hopefully so. Looks like they want to start Lively, which I'm totally fine with. I think Lively eventually should be the starter anyway. So let's see if we can come out here and beat the Nuggets and close them out and get to the conference finals once again in back-to-back years. So it's looking good. As long as we close them out and finish this off, we are going to the conference finals. 35-20 from Luka. And look, Kuzma, man, just a W. Averaging, let's see, 17.5 the playoffs. He scored 31 in this one. Love to see it. And now we either get the Thunder or the Timberwolves, which two teams we beat last year. You got Knicks and Boston on the other side. I'm really hoping that we can beat whoever we meet in the conference finals, and then we get Boston and get a rematch here. That'd be fun. Let's see what happens, though. Or Brunson versus former team would be cool, too. But obviously, we got to beat whoever comes out of the West. I'm kind of hoping it's Minnesota, because I hate playing the Thunder, as you guys know. It is the Thunder, of course. Okay, so Knicks and Boston on the other side. We get the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hopefully, we can beat them. Gafford's going to go back to the starting 5. So game 1, 1-0. This would be OKC's revenge if they can get us here. And so far, they're up 3-0. Love to see it. All right, so can we come back from 3-0? That'd be kind of funny if we could. I highly doubt it. But you never know. You know, maybe the Mavericks do it in real life. Probably not. Boston's been, you know, too dominant, it looks like. Okay, so we have a close one here. We are going to lose, though. So we get back to the conference finals. Just to fall short to the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is always fun. It is the Knicks versus the Thunder, and you got the Knicks going on to beat the Thunder. Wow, Brunson gets it done, finals MVP. So, unfortunately for us, conference finals appearance, but does not lead to a championship or even a finals appearance, which really sucks. And the Thunder are only about to get better here as they have the 2nd overall pick. So that's great. All right, and then we don't have a pick. That's probably going somewhere else. Or no, we do have a pick in this draft. So it is the late pick here, very late. But hey, you know, in this new CBA, hitting on your draft picks becomes that much more important. So let's see if we can get an impactful player late in this draft. But one thing we have going for us, Kyrie Irving is a free agent, so that's definitely something we got to take care of unless he accepts a player option. But one thing we have going for us is pretty much everybody's still locked up. Washington Gafford in our last 2 years, of course. But Prosper will maybe develop into something a little bit more, which is great. Maybe Josh Green becomes more expendable, so maybe we can move him. I guess it all depends on what Kyrie Irving wants in free agency. But let's see if we can get very late in this draft and see if we can get an impactful player potentially. So we have Carter Knox, we have Fall, Joel Howard, Omari, Xavier Booker. I think I will take Carter Knox here out of Notre Dame, and hopefully he could be rotation. I don't even know what his overall is. So there's going to be 73 in Booker in the 2nd round. Sure, why not? So we'll do that. All right, and then player options. Kyrie declines as expected. Lively and Prosper are back, and then you know we obviously got to resign Kyrie. It's just a matter of you know what does he want. So yeah, it is going to be a little more expensive, but so I think you know you resign him. Now, do you give him a 5-year deal? I don't know. Do you want to? I think I'd be fine with paying him until he's 36 years old, though. If you can get him for like right around what you were paying him earlier, that's kind of what I want to do. So let's see if I can give him something like this. Can I give him like 43 on the dot or something? So he only has one offer. So that should be pretty good. So we are going to get him back. And I'm not sure. And I think he was about to make 43 million on his player option. So he basically just gets more years out of it, which is great. So Kyrie gets 43 million and we still have money to sign another player. I believe that still puts us under the second apron, which it does, which is great. So we can still make another trade. I think with Prosper's development, and I assume he's going to go up in overall even more, I think that makes Josh Green a little bit more expendable. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Josh Green out the door to try to get a better guard position going, or maybe even a better power forward because we don't have that. So I think that's what we do. So let's go see what we can get for Josh Green services. Obviously, I'm only trading him away. I guess I could throw Kleba in the trade together with him as well, but we're going to have to eventually pay Gafford and Washington, so this team's getting expensive here very soon. But for now, we'll just see what Josh Green can get us. So I think I'm going to make this trade the Detroit Pistons, where we get a better backup guard in Markelle Fultz. Something we definitely need is some more guard depth. So I think Fultz makes a ton of sense for this situation. He could be a really good bench player off the bench for us, you know, kind of set a defensive tone a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can maybe squeeze another asset out of them for sure. They're not doing that. Let's just do it straight up. We're going to do Josh Green for Markelle Fultz. So Markelle Fultz is going to be our new backup shooting guard or point guard. So he'll be Kind of like him at point guard a little bit more. So he'll be our backup point guard, and then Richardson will be our backup shooting guard still. Prosper is our new backup 3, and the power forward position still a little bit of a gaping hole there. But hey, I kind of like the addition of Markelle Fultz here. So power forward position, Haywood Highsmith, Trey Lyles, Najee Marshall. Give me Najee Marshall on a 2-year deal. Why not? So we'll do that. So Najee Marshall will be our, bench power forward. We save a little bit of money in that Josh Green trade as well. We save like $5 million, but we bring in a better backup guard, which I assume he may go up in overall potentially. I kind of hope he still develops a little bit. So he does not move, but hey, he's still a 77. Prosper went up to 77. So told me a little bit more for a little bit more development, but hey, I can't really complain too much. So Lively looks like he will be the starting center this year, long-term, full-time, which is great. We got to the conference finals last year, NBA finals before that. See if this year maybe we can take another jump and maybe this time bring it home all the way. So let's go to load this 2026 draft class. We're doing everything in our power to try to make things happen with Luka and Kyrie here. We lock up Kyrie for another 3 years. Washington, Gafford surely are about to get big extensions for sure. So that's going to be very expensive here very soon. And more than likely will be a second apron team after this. So here's proficiency, 4-star per centric. Things went pretty well under that last year, so I'll keep it the same. Luka, Kyrie, Kuzma, Washington, Gafford, Lively, Prosper, Fultz, Richardson, and then Najee Marshall if someone fouls out, comes in if we need him to, which is great. Actually, let's run a 10-man rotation. Let's also shrink bench utilization down quite a bit. I didn't realize I had that so high. So let's do something like that. Let's simulate this season, and let's see if we can have another good regular season. And then I'll also send Carter Knox to the G League, by the way. Forgot to almost do that. So we'll send Knox and Booker there. So we'll do that. I'll see you guys more than likely at the end of this year, unless there's something at the deadline, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just keep things the way they are. Like the roster, how it's constructed. So hopefully 2K agrees with that. We're back as the first seed or something like that again. So we're starting the contract extension deadline because I figured this would be important to show you guys. We're 36-24 on the season right now. And as expected, I believed Gafford and Washington would ask for extensions, which they do. Obviously, 2 guys I want to keep in Dallas. So Gafford wants quite a bit of money. Not going to lie. $19 million is pretty steep. So if I can talk him down to $17 million, I'd feel pretty good about that. He declines that though. So that doesn't feel great. Let's say we go to maybe 18, maybe like 17.75, something like that. Maybe 2-year deal, maybe something like that. He accepts it. Okay, so we do that. And Washington, on the other hand, he wants $14 million, which is about what he was getting anyway. So I guess I'll just go ahead and give that to him. So, boom. We got those 2 extended, which is great. And rotationally, things are going well. Lively is going to be back as a starter. I didn't realize he wasn't starting before. But yeah, so things are going well. I'm going to shrink this to a 9-man rotation for the rest of the season, kind of get us, loaded up for these playoffs here. But hopefully we finish the season strong. We split with the Thunder there on back-to-back games, and extension is done. We could resign Kleba to a minimum if we wanted to, but he's just not a good 2K guy. He just isn't. So I'm going to go ahead, keep simulating though, and let's see if we finish up as a high seed as we're on a 4-game losing streak. Finally get a win. So this year, no MVP for Luka. Instead, it goes to Anthony Edwards. Harper is your rookie there in Brooklyn. Collier's your 6-man Wemby defensive player. And Alex are most improved. And Steph is your clutch player. And Mark is your coach of the year. So I know the Thunder had the 2nd overall pick. I have no idea who they took, as Luka makes All-NBA first team. Kyrie does not make it. And then does Luka make an offensive team again? He does not this time around. So no offensive team for Luka. But here, so who did the Thunder take? So whoever they took did not make all-rookie first team. They took Ace Bailey. Okay, so that makes sense why he didn't make all rookie first team. So we are the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. So if we do face the Thunder, it would be in the conference finals to make it there. But 26 from Luka, 24 from Kyrie, 17 from Kuzma, 11 from Washington, 9.5 from Prosper, 9 from Fultz, 8 from Lively, 8 from Gafford, and 6 from Richardson. So I think I'm even going to take this to an 8-man rotation in the playoffs. Let's play our 8 best players. So that kicks out Richardson, which I'm fine with. Lively, Prosper, and Fultz are the only 3 come off the bench, which I'm totally cool with. So we get Denver once again. This time they've lost Jamal Murray and KCP, so hopefully that weakens them even more. Somebody current round against Denver. I mean, I would expect we beat this team, but it is Jokic. Yeah, so I was about to say, you never really know, but we beat them with ease this time around, beat them in 5. Now, we get the Timberwolves, who have replaced Conley with Dante Exum, so a former Maverick here, former Jazz as well, if you remember Exum. And then I forgot he played in Cleveland for a second, but Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, Gobert, Jalen Smith, Dario. So they lost Niles Reed as well. So it looks like the contenders around us have gotten a little bit weaker. Now, Minnesota still has Anthony Edwards, a 99 overall Anthony Edwards. So let's see if we can beat the Timberwolves as we are in an even series with them. We got a huge game 5. If we don't win game 5, I am definitely worried about our chances here. So Lively back in starting five once again. They keep switching those off and on, which is fine because I think both of those guys are great. So I'm not too worried about who's starting, but see if we can win game 5, as this would be a huge win. It's a very close game. This is a pivotal win here, man. If we can get it, then, you know, it obviously gives us a huge advantage in this series, but Minnesota's got a 4-point lead. We come back from that 5-point lead, and I think we might have lost game 5 in Dallas, which isn't great. So we are going to lose game 5, which is not a great feeling. So now we got to win game 6 and game 7 in order to, we got to win game 6 to force game 7. So let's think about game 6 for a second. And we got ourselves a, you know, close game here. It's looking all right now. It is a 5-point game, and now it is a tied game. Let's slow this down. So we have the 3-point lead. Can we close them out? 5-point lead. No way we blow that. Boom. Okay. So we are going to force a game 7. I would love to get some revenge against the OKC Thunder. You know, third time's or not third time's a charm, because we beat them the first year. This time in 2K, we lost. So hopefully we can get back and play them again. So can we do that is the question. We got to beat the Timberwolves here. Minnesota has our number right now. We've gotten the lead down a couple times, but haven't taken it. And we got ourselves a somewhat close one here, but it looks like Minnesota might be sending us home. So unfortunately, no, we lost. So we do not get to the conference finals. We lose to a tough Minnesota squad who goes on to force the Thunder to 7, but it's Thunder Hornets, and the Hornets go on to beat the Thunder. So back-to-back years where the Eastern Conference champions was the Knicks, and then now your Hornets beat the Thunder to win it all. So Thunder cannot get it done. So they're looking to get it done as well. All right. Is there any more that we could truly do right now? We have a late pick in this draft as well. Jason Kidd. I'm not even sure that's correct. There's a chance that Dallas doesn't have their 2020. They don't have one of their 2027, 2026 picks, but it's whatever. It's a very late pick. It's not going to matter that much. All right, so guard guru. Let's take a look if we got one out here, because we don't have one at the moment, and I can't find a single one. There is one. It's a pretty good one. Hey, it's Bernard Stevens again, finally. All right, let's go to draft night. I don't know if there's going to be much we can really do this offseason. We've kind of done everything we can. I believe we're a second apron team now as well. So we're kind of, you know, locked in what we got. Resign Markelle Fultz will be cool. Richardson will be gone. Knox might step up in the rotation, which could be huge. All right, so let's see. We can get late in this draft, see if we can hit on this pick. So 26, Josh, Noah. I don't know anything about these guys, to be honest with you. I'll just take the power forward because we don't really have a good power forward position right now. So Harrington goes 1, Boozer 2, and then AJ goes 3 to the Lakers. So we got a 69 overall, which isn't great, but player options. Luka declined. So Luka's a free agent as well. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have to pay him a bag, and there's no underpaying him. He's going to get paid. So he already has like offers from like the Kings. You know, losing Luka Doncic would immediately end the video. So let's give him whatever he wants. So I'm going to give him that. And he is going to come back. Okay, I was a little worried about that for a second. Okay. Can I get Markelle Fultz back, though? Or did I just trade Josh Green just for Markelle Fultz for 1 year? Which would be kind of unfortunate, not going to lie. So let's see. Can I get Fultz back? I do not have his bird rights, which... okay, I can get him back, though. So, yeah, we're not going to lose Josh Green for nothing. I would have felt really dumb, but we got him back. W. Okay. And we do have the money to sign another player. Not that there's, like, a great option here, but, hey, there's options at least. So, Carter Knox, I'm going to allow him to play this year. Hopefully, he could be something Prosper is going to play. Marshall... I mean, there's not really much else we can do. We got Luka back, which is awesome, but as I imagine, we are... Oh, we're not a second apron team. I'm surprised by that. So I bet, obviously, Kleber's contract coming off the books probably helps out a lot. So $180 million, so we definitely could still make another trade if we wanted to. Do we want to, though, is the question. What do we want? If we wanted to do so, because I like our guard positions, I think Carter Knox will at least go up, or at least I hope so anyway. I guess it'd be the power forward spot that I would be looking at to upgrade. Although Booker might even go up in overall, which I didn't really consider before. So let's... we also could just sign a power forward if we wanted to. So that's there's that option as well. Tristan DeSilva. Ooh, give me Tristan DeSilva, who might even develop. So give me DeSilva, and we'll go to player progression. So let's see what player progression looks like. And then maybe we could take this to the deadline and then make a trade there. So... Prosper and Washington are up. Prosper's up to 79. Carter Knox and Booker are both up, which is kind of what I expected, which is great. All right. Now we go to next season. I think we have a full roster. And we can maybe take this to the deadline. Depending on how the season's going, I think I might make this the last season no matter what, because Kyrie's getting really old. And but we'll see. So proficiency is... Can it be a 4.5 anywhere? It cannot. So we'll leave it at permanent because things have gone decently well there. So go back to 9 rotation for the regular season. So it's Luka, Kyrie, Kuzma, Washington, Gafford. That has not changed. Lively, Prosper, Fultz, and then Booker. So Carter Knox is not getting minutes. I'm going to give Carter Knox minutes over Booker, I think, right now. But we are in a position where we have a bunch of salaries that maybe we could throw together to make one last final trade. So let's see. Yeah, we're still under that second apron. So I'm going to take this potentially the deadline unless the team is just playing super well and there's no need to make a trade, but we'll see once we cross that bridge. So another MVP for Luka in this video, which is fantastic to see, but all that matters in this season as the Thunder go 65-17 is attempting to get this championship. We've gotten somewhat close, but we need to get it done ultimately as we finish up as the second seed in the West again. One team I do not see, which is kind of great to see, is Minnesota is not here. So we don't have to worry about the Timberwolves this time around. Doesn't mean there isn't other threats in the West, but it is, it feels pretty good. We don't have to worry about Minnesota, and Thunder might be our only threat. But again, some team might have stepped up to the plate, decided not to make a move at the deadline. And one thing I also decided to do, maybe some of you guys were screaming for me to do this already, is I made Lively the full-time starter, so I made sure Gafford never started anymore. I want Gafford to be that bench center, and Lively, I feel like, it's more than earned the right to be the starter full-time. So that's great. So I'm sure we looked at the player stats, but someone told me yesterday that I slacked in that, so let me just double check and make sure I did. So 19, 11, 10, 9, 8, Luka, Kyrie doing their thing. So Utah in round one, they have George, Ivy, Markkanen, Miles Bridges, Vucevic, John Collins, Rob Dillingham, Isaac. Solid team in Utah. Losing to them in round one would be an epic failure, though. So let's see if we can beat them. And we are going to have an early sweat here. We beat them in 6. Thank goodness we don't go to game 7. I was about to say, I don't need a game 7. Now, we got a battle of Texas teams. Preferably, they got Cooper Flagg in Houston. They have Ahmed Thompson, Montez Bazelis. They're as deep as you could possibly think. So this is not going to be an easy team to beat. I actually have a bad feeling about this one. I think we might lose this series. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. It's not like our roster is bad either, but I'm just a little worried. It's my current round against Houston. As I thought, man, down 3-1. So there's always a chance to come back, but not loving this feeling. I would love a chance to replay the Thunder again, man. I really would. All right, let's see if we can come back here down 3-1 and beat the Rockets here, as it looks like we got a good chance to win this game, which is great. So that's good. So we're going to win this one. So at least we're going to a game 6. If we win game 6, then all cards are on the table once again, but we got to win this one. And we are in a close one. Well, we have won the first and second quarter. That doesn't mean anything just yet. As you can see, they're right on our tail. So fourth quarter lead is pretty big right now, but it doesn't mean anything. We could always blow it at the end. And it looks like we might close this one out and force a game 7. So W. All right. Hopefully we didn't do all this work just to lose, though, in game 7. 2K loves to do that to me all the time. So a little worried about this one. Just blow them out, man. Just blow them out. Let's not even sweat a huge game 7. All right, so we have the lead right now. Looking all right. I mean, we got a good lead, but we got to make sure we keep it. And it looks like we are going to get a chance to rematch the Thunder. W, okay. So come back from 3-1. We beat the Rockets. Did not like how that felt, but hey, we're here now. OKC is the ultimate test. They're the team that's been getting us the problems, and they got Toppich, Casey Wallace, Lou Dort. Don't love my chances here, to be completely transparent with you, but hey, we're running 8-man rotation. Maybe we even shrink bench utilization down even more. Give ourselves the best possible chance here. So Gafford, Prosper, and Markelle Fultz are only 3 guys come off the bench. Here goes nothing. Game 1 goes to them. They beat us by 4. Game 2, 2-0. If we go on 3-0, you might as well just kiss it goodbye. So let's see if we can simcast a couple wins here in Dallas. We got to win at home or we're done for. And it looks like we might win this one. Maybe. And we are going to win. So we won game 3. Huge. If we would have lost that, probably could have kissed our chances goodbye. We got to win game 4, though. This is still the same issue here. So we had a good lead in the first quarter, but they've definitely closed that gap in the second. But now we have the lead again. We're fighting for our lives here, man. We got to win this one. If we lose this, it's all but done. We're cooked. And it's looking all right. But hey, they can come back at the very end here, and you know how that works. But we do even the series. It is 2-2. Simcast has been my best friend so far, so let's stick with it. All right, so we're going to listen to 2K suggestions. Wait, did I just see Gaffer? Wait, no, I didn't. I'm tripping, right? Surely I'm tripping. Let me go see that again. Yeah, I'm tripping. Okay. For some reason, I'm not going to tell you what I thought. Never mind. So let's just see if we can win this game 5. This is in Oklahoma City. If we win this one, we take them back to Dallas with a chance to close the series. It's a back and forth game. We're down 5. Oh, looks like they might have gotten it. Oh, wait a minute. False hope. We tied it there for a second, but lose. Okay. Gotta force a game 7. Gotta force it. So here we go. Game 6 in Dallas. Backs against the wall. We've won at home. A team has not won on the road in the series just yet. Does it change right now? Hopefully not. And we got a back and forth game. This is as close as you could get it. And we do run away with a 10-point lead, but that doesn't mean anything because they closed the gap very quickly there. Please take advantage and force a game 7. I would love to sweat a game 7 to, you know, kind of end this video. And we do force a game 7. 37-36, man. What a series this has been. Game 7 in Oklahoma City to go to the finals to end this video. Let's see if we can do it. Game 7. Don't get blown out. At the very least, don't get blown out. And all right, it looked like for a second they're about to run away with it, but no, we take the lead. They take it back though. 3-point lead. Okay, we got a close one. Just don't get blown out. Like I said, make sure you keep it close. Okay, so we tie it at the end here. We're gonna not run away. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my goodness, we might have done it. Maybe. Yes, we're going to the finals. Wow, holy moly, that was a close one. And now we get the Knicks, who have acquired Donovan Mitchell. Do they keep Brunson as well? No, they've lost Brunson and replaced him with Donovan Mitchell. So Brunson is the one that won them the championship a couple years ago. And now Brunson's gone. Bring in Donovan Mitchell. But we are in the finals. It took a little bit to get there, but we are here. Can we do it, though? Game 1 goes to the Knicks. Not a great feeling. Game 2. Bro, this is the team to beat. I did not think this would be a problem. I thought we'd beat the Knicks easily with them losing Brunson. I know Mitchell's good, but, bro, I didn't think we'd have a problem here. But we are down 2-0. Find ourselves down 2-0. And we lost both games at home. I just noticed that. We win game 3. Wow, Markelle Fultz was our leading scorer in game 3, which is kind of weird. But, all right. Game 4 to even it up. They took both our games at home. Let's return the favor. You know, losing both games at home never really ends well for you. But let's see if we can beat them in New York twice. And it's looking all right now. And we are going to win. Okay, so it's back to a best of 3 here. We have home court. This time, take care of it. So let's see if we can... Man, these have been some close series. But, man, if we can win this one to end the video on a championship, how beautiful would that be? And it's looking okay. So we do win game 5. I'm going to click simulate through game because if nothing else, we get a game 7. You know what? Actually, I want a championship. Let's simcast game 6. Simcast has been my best friend. So let's see if we can win game 6 to make sure we got ourselves... Nope, we're getting blown out. So we got to go to Dallas to win it. All right. We get blown out. Game 7 to win the championship or to go home empty. Man, I think we might jump into this one. Unless if it's just a blowout, but hopefully it's a blowout in our case. Okay, what are we doing? In the first quarter, we do nothing. Pain and suffering is insane, bro. Wow. We're going to end the video losing in 7 to the Knicks, man. That is the team we should have beat. If we beat the Thunder, why couldn't we have beaten this team, bro? That's so annoying. Knicks going to win it all. Donovan Mitchell, finals MVP. That's the team that beats us, bro. That's the team. Mitchell, Randall, McBride, Josh Hart, Capella, DiVincenzo. I think we should have got that. Unfortunately, 2K does not agree. Hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Kuzma to Dallas makes so much sense in my opinion. Make it happen. I'm going to end it there, though. Hope y'all enjoyed. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.